Well, what's going on here? Are you going to do the video? Okay, I'm going upstairs. See ya. Hi guys, Mark here for KetoKitchenCollection.com, and today's question is the keto diet the best way to lose weight? Well, the best way to lose weight for anybody out there is to follow a diet that you can stick to, most consistently, and that you can stick to the longest, and that is, generally speaking, the easiest for you. Now, the keto diet absolutely fits these parameters for a number of reasons. Well, two main reasons, in fact. First of all, when you're in ketosis, and that's why it's called the keto diet, because your body's in ketosis, when you're in ketosis, it will absolutely dent your hunger significantly. Okay, now the actual biological mechanics of why this is, my understanding is that the jury's still out on exactly the mechanics of why this happens, but all anecdotal evidence and reports from people online and in person that I've spoken to, and also my own experience, is that ketosis will significantly reduce the hunger that you have from day to day, throughout the day, in the evening, all the time. To the degree that when I started going on a keto diet many years ago, I did my first one, and I found that I had to force feed myself by the end of the day. I simply wasn't eating enough, and I had to force food in at the end of the day just so that I had enough calories to be able to function properly and have energy to get around and do the things that I needed to do. So it was that significant. The second reason that the keto diet fits into being in the category of one of the easiest diets that you can possibly go on is that it reduces significantly or eliminates carbohydrate cravings. If you're in ketosis, your brain has stopped running on carbohydrates and sugars and glucose. It's now running on ketones, which are a byproduct of the ketosis process that your body is going through. If your brain is not running on glucose, it won't give you cravings for sugar and glucose and things that have those refined carbohydrates in them. It simply won't be there, or it will be significantly reduced. My experience is that when I first started going on a keto diet, when I was about 3 weeks into ketosis, the thought of eating chocolate made me sick. I did not want to have anything to do with it. Chocolate, ice cream, sugary drinks, even orange juice, cookies and biscuits. I didn't want to know about it. It just made me ill to think about it. It was that much of a intense reaction when I was in ketosis towards those kind of refined carbohydrates for me personally. And, you know, I'm not special. You will probably find to some degree that you experience those two things yourself. And really, if you've got very little hunger and no carb cravings that make you want to cheat, I mean, that's half the time why you cheat on a diet, because you've got these cravings for, you know, chocolate or ice cream or whatever your weakness is, and you cheat on your diet. If you don't have those, it's going to be so much easier for you guys to stick to the diet. So that's why the keto diet is awesome if you have problems sticking to diets in general. Now, it gets better. There are other benefits that you can have on a keto diet. So for example, you'll learn an awful lot about what's in the food that you eat. Part of going on a keto diet is understanding and learning what carbohydrate content is in all the different foods that you can and can't consume, all the different foods in general that are out there. If you're unsure at the moment, you can go to my website, KetoKitchenCollection.com. There's a keto superfoods guide that you can download for free. I'll put the link below in the information. You can go straight there, download it for free. Don't even require an email address. You can just grab it. It's no cost. It'll list all the keto approved foods that you can get. And, well, not every single one, but it'll list a lot of keto approved foods that are out there. It'll list how many carbohydrates they have, the type of fat that's in it, how much fat is in it, the various other micronutrients that are in it, like electrolytes and so forth. So you'll be able to get up to speed on that very quickly. Part of the keto diet, like I was saying, is understanding the carb content and the nutrient content in the food you eat. So why is this good? Because you'll learn just how much crap and garbage is put in the foods that we have available to us in the grocery stores and supermarkets today. It is horrendously bad when you actually realize just how much crap is on the shelves in the supermarkets. Probably 80% of the food items on the shelves in the supermarket are basically worthless to us and doing damage to us. It's that bad. You will be shocked. I was shocked. When you learn to separate good foods from bad and what's actually harming you in terms of having all these refined carbohydrates in it, you'll be able to make educated and positive food choices. not just for yourself on the keto diet, but for yourself on any diet, for your partner, for your kids, if they ever need to go on any kind of a specific diet, not just now, but for yourself and your family all the way into the future. What does that mean? That means you're going to feel better because you're getting real food into your system, not refined garbage. You're going to probably live a bit longer, and you're going to have less self-induced or non-communicable, that's what they call it technically, non-communicable diseases like, obesity-related diseases and heart disease and type 2 diabetes, that sort of thing. You're going to avoid that when you learn what's in the food that you're actually putting into your system, and then you make informed choices. So that's a huge, huge benefit. Who doesn't want to live longer, right? So the keto diet, to a degree, does force you to understand what's in the food you're eating. The next point is insulin resensitivity. So what is insulin? Insulin is a hormone that's secreted by the pancreas whenever you eat carbohydrates. So you'll eat carbohydrates, the pancreas will push insulin into your bloodstream. That insulin will grab onto the carbohydrates and the sugars and glucose and push it into the cells of your body. So whether that's muscle or fat cells, brain cells, or cells in your organ, wherever it may be in your body, it's basically your whole body that will accept the insulin and the glucose that it pushes in. If you have a diet that's high in carbohydrates, especially if it's high in sugars and refined carbohydrates, you will get huge insulin spikes all the time. This is bad because it essentially wears out your insulin receptors. Now, I'm sort of pulling the science back to being quite basic so that we can all people who are new to this out there can understand it generally speaking. It'll basically wear out your insulin receptors. They won't take in the nutrients and the glucose as efficiently, and they generally won't work as well. To a degree, you're actually starving the cells a little bit because the cells can't accept the glucose and nutrients as well as they once did. You can reset this by going into ketosis. There won't be the big insulin spikes. You won't be even using glucose. A different mechanism will push ketones from being in ketosis into these cells in your muscles and your brain and so forth. And the insulin receptors will get a break. They'll be able to resensitize so that if and when you do go back to eating carbohydrates, they can accept them much more readily and much more efficiently. This is great because there's certain, let's say, diseases that are starting to come on the radar now that could be there as a result of having insulin sensitivity issues. So if you can reset that through ketosis, that is an extremely beneficial thing. Speaking of that, the next point I wanted to bring up was health benefits like mental and cognitive decline. So, for example, if you're eating a very high sugar diet, or diet that's typical for today's Western society where we've got lots of refined carbohydrates, you're getting big insulin spikes. The insulin receptors are getting worn out in your body, specifically in your brain. Now, as I said before, if they're getting worn out, they're not accepting the glucose and the sugars, which is the fuel that your brain runs on when you're not in ketosis. If it's not accepting it as well, you're going to be starving your brain cells to some degree, and you're going to have some kind of cognitive decline. And I believe from memory, Alzheimer's is something that may be linked. The cognitive decline of Alzheimer's could be linked to having insulin sensitivity problems. So something very important to think about there, guys. If you get into ketosis, it's not to say that you won't get these issues, but it may help to stave off these issues for as long as possible, if not indefinitely. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not commenting on your specific personal situation, but these are the things that I've read and from studies I've looked into and research that I've done on it. And I'm just trying to get that out to you guys as to how important the keto diet can be. At the end of the day, though, is the keto diet effective in helping you lose weight as quickly as possible and as effectively as possible? Yes, it's effective. I mean, if it dents your hunger, it switches your hunger off, that's fantastic. If it switches off the need for you guys to cheat on your diet, then that's fantastic. Is it quick? Well, for me personally, when I started the keto diet, my first 5-week stint, I lost 26 pounds or 12 kilograms in those 5 weeks. It was phenomenal. It absolutely works, guys. So yes, it works fast. Yes, it's effective. It's absolutely, for a whole host of reasons, one of the very best diets out there that you can do, even if you only do it periodically. You don't have to stay on it forever and a day. You don't have to take up the keto lifestyle and do it for the rest of your life. Just use it like a tool. That's what I do. I use it for certain periods of time throughout the year. It helps to resensitize everything in my body. It makes me feel great for a little while, and then I go back to eating a moderate carbohydrate diet. So, thank you very much for watching the video through, guys. I do appreciate you, and I appreciate the time you've given me. If you do have any questions, there's a link below. You can click the link, go straight to my website where there's a form. Fill it out, fire your question through, and I'll put it into a video just like this one if you'd like me to. If you've just got a general question or a comment you'd like to make, please join the conversation below. Thank you very much again. I'm Mark from KetoKitchenCollection.com, and I'll see you guys on the next one.